Ryan was kind of that sixth guy earlier this year. You said if you're going to be that sixth guy, you need to work at all three positions on the interior. Are you having Jordan Morgan, since he seems to be the sixth guy now with what Sean's done, is he working at multiple positions now?
Well, right now we're just trying to get him back to playing. So not right now, no, he's not.
This is year 2 for Tom, where he's the guy at right tackle. After a good season last year, how have you seen him progress even more so far this year?
Yeah, he's been solid. I think he's taken some steps forward in the run game. There's some areas where he's been pretty good at the point of attack, gets pretty good movement. But yeah, pass pro, he's just a reliable guy out there. No matter who you put out there, he seems to be productive and just hold that edge pretty well. And yeah, it's just been very impressive.
What do you see with Ryan as opposed to when he was going in and out of the game, and now he gets kind of into the flow every series? Have you seen an improvement, or?
Yeah, he definitely, his last game was the best game that he's played. He did a good job, and I'm excited for him. He's stepped up every time we needed him to, and he's definitely showing some improvements, playing with better pad level, being physical, and also being a reliable pass protector. I think that was one of his bigger issues, was that, so he's doing a good job. Yeah, no penalties. That's good too.
So that's 2 games in a row where it's been his best game, you said? Because
Yep.
I think you said that last week too. Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely been playing pretty well.
Hey, Steno, obviously Reed has been extremely productive for you guys.
Yeah.
But I guess, and maybe I'm just the only one, but I was really taken aback by what he did after the touchdown at the end of the half, where he was super demonstrative and trying to get the. And so when I was talking to him about that this week, he's apparently that's a really big emphasis for him. Do you see that energetic nature from him all the time, and what does that do for you guys offensively?
Yeah, I see it when he's on the field. Yeah, he's a pretty low-key guy, in the locker room and everything like that, in the meeting room. But on the field, he's a wild man, and he gets the ball in his hands. He wants to make plays. He wants to be explosive. And you can obviously see that in his play. Anytime he gets the ball, he's got a potential to score. So he's a fun guy to be around, fun guy to coach. And, yeah, I mean, you definitely see that fire, that intensity, and that focus with him when he's out in the field for sure. I thought at that time, the way the game was going, I think we just needed something to go our way, you know what I mean? And we had that play on the special teams, and then obviously getting that touchdown was huge before half.
So did you notice him, because I asked Matt that, and he's like, I was not looking. He didn't see it. But did you notice that from up above? Or?
Yeah, I just saw he was trying to, just get everyone going, and I think he was pretty frustrated with how everything was going, as we all were. So, yeah, I'm sure that had a part of it too.
Sticking with Reed, but what's made him such a good deep threat? I mean, he's not like those big guys, and not that he's not fast, but he's not like kill fast. So it doesn't seem like he would have that kind of quality that he's had.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. He's got elite speed, and I think he does a good job running routes and just feeling leverage as a DBs and putting himself in the best position to break off angles to find the voids. But yeah, I think his speed's the number one thing that really helps him just get past the defenders, get past the safeties, and be able to make those plays down the field. And he has some really strong hands. So, yeah.
Steno, on one of Wicks's drops Sunday, he punched the turf, and I think one in Brazil, he might have reacted similar that way. Is that a good thing,
Well, sometimes you're like, hey, just, don't show emotion and stuff like that. But I think he was just frustrated. Again, like how the game was going, and he had a couple of drops, and I'll tell you what, there's not one guy, that has better hands than Wicks. So I think he expects himself, obviously, to make those plays, as we all do with him. But, yeah, it's just something he's got to work through, and I have all the confidence in the world that he'll make those plays when they come up again, because he has usually got some pretty good hands.
Is there any teaching points to the one in the end zone when the guy was kind of tugging at his shoulder a little bit and hit him in the chest? The deep ball down the right sideline. Is there anything you can teach him in that situation?
Yeah, I think basically just go up with strong hands, and he's got to. We hope he makes that play. Like, we really do. Come down with the ball, and I think he expects to go make that play too. And obviously that would have been a big one for us to put us back in the game. But you know, it's, again, just things you got to learn from, just playing with strong hands and fighting through contact. We knew, you know, with how those DBs play, you're going to have to fight through contact a lot, and that's the nature of the beast.
I don't know how much stock you put in different Pro Football Focus things, but they have him as the #1 receiver in the league through 4 weeks in terms of their metrics of getting open. He's open like 82% of the time.
Yeah.
Do you see that as,
I
does the film?
don't look at any of that PFF stuff,
Okay.
but that doesn't surprise me with just the way he runs routes, his ability to double people up, his ability to get out of cuts with speed. He's a threat. Like, he's an excellent route runner, and he's shown that so far this year for sure.
So you couple his ability to get open with if his hands are what they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a problem. Definitely a problem for defenses for sure. And
Yeah.
if you look like his production, his last 8 games or something like that, he's had 7 touchdowns or something. So, I mean, he's getting that production, but, you know, he catches those balls, it might be crazy, you know what I mean? So we just got to get him to that point, and, yeah, we'll have some fun.
The Rams are one of the top pressure defenses in the league. What have you seen from a group that seems to have gotten by without Aaron Donald, at least from that regard?
Yeah, they do a good job, in particularly on 3rd down, getting pressure with the quarterbacks. The last few games, they really come into, you know, finding their right rush package that they like. They do a good job with picks and twists. Bringing 5, their DBs, you know, will get on the receivers, play some tight coverage, make it hard to find some windows. So we got to do a good job getting open. We got to do a good job, you know, blocking those twists that they run up front, because they've had some success getting after the quarterback on 3rd down for sure.
How's Josh Jacobs handled or responded to his lack of opportunities last week?
Yeah, I mean, that, you know, I don't really. I saw someone said in the media, asked them about that, and it's one of those games where, like, you know, you look up and you're down 28-0, and basically the run game gets put to the back burner. You really don't have an opportunity to get all that stuff set up. So I wouldn't read into that too much. You know, he's obviously a guy that we want to feed as much as possible, because as you've seen as games go on, he just keeps getting better and better. But the way that game played out, we really didn't have an opportunity to do any of that stuff, which was disappointing. But it is what it is, and we just got to make the most of it and move on.
He's got a strong track record catching the ball, too. I mean, he's got a
Yeah, he caught some plays in the backfield and all that stuff, and, you know, but when you're getting into 2-minute mode and just trying to go fast, there's not a lot of plays, I guess, that you have set up just for the halfback, you know, to go out there and make plays other than just catching checkdowns.
Is his pass pro good enough to help you in those 2-minute situations?
Yeah, oh yeah, he did when he put his hat on the right guy, he did a great job. So, yeah, I trust Josh back there for sure, blocking. Him and Emmanuel, they both did a really good job in pass protection.
With those stunts and twists that you mentioned the defense doing, is that all just reacting on the fly for the offensive line?
Yep, that's why it's so important. You know, those guys are always working together, working on picking up those twists, working on communication, all that stuff. Yeah, that's what makes it hard. Is they do a good job. They run 3-man games, 2-man games, all that stuff. Where, yeah, it takes a lot of coordination up front to get those things picked up.
Your red zone had been pretty bad the first few weeks. You got back on track, though, last week. What did you like about that phase of it?
Yeah, you know, well, the first drive we got down and had a penalty that kind of took us back. But then after that, I felt like we played pretty clean down there. And I think that's been the thing so far this year that's kind of set us back, is some penalties and some drops, you know, stuff like that, where a fumble, things like that, where we're getting our opportunities, but we're just not finishing drives. And that's the one thing offensively we still need to focus on, is finishing drives with touchdowns, eliminating penalties. Those big things will really help us be more productive on offense for sure.
And there was a play where Love rolled out, or he kind of escaped a little bit of pressure, and then Greenard, I think, gave him a really good shot as he released the ball. Do you remember that play?
Yeah.
Is there anything, you know, up front that they could have done to prevent that, or once he's on the run like that, is there nothing you can really.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do kind of once he gets outside the pocket, other than just hustle to the ball and try and, if any other guys are pursuing, just try and get in their way. But no, as you get out there as a quarterback, you're looking downfield, and then once you feel that contact coming, you got to get rid of the ball, whether it's throwing it out, dirting it, finding a receiver downfield, whatever it is. So, yeah, not a whole lot.
How has Jordan looked in practice this week? And you can't say limited because he wasn't
No,
limited
he was
today.
not. I just found out he was a full participant, so he looks good. Yeah, he looks good. And he got plenty of opportunities to throw the ball this last game and just kind of get back into the groove. And I think as the game progressed, you saw him, just look better and better and better. So that was good, and he's looked great in practice. So, yeah, I'm just excited to move forward and keep it rolling.